Hi guys! So I had a lot of requests for different things for the squirrel picnic tables. I know they're so cute. I am obsessed with them. To kind of show on the video what they look like when they're done. You can add accessories and stuff. I bought the first beer can I made for my table. I just used wood that I carved. I know that's not really easily accessible for everybody to buy all the tools and stuff to carve wood, but if you want an easier way, you can just take a dowel rod, a really big dowel rod. I cannot remember what size this is. I just grabbed it from Home Depot. I eyeballed it. But yeah, this is the finished table. You can add your own accessories and stuff. They're really simple to make. I appreciate everybody who's bought some or who's buying the kits, because obviously you know that I'm not working right now and I'm also not collecting unemployment or anything. So it definitely helps out. So I genuinely appreciate it. But anybody who doesn't, who has the tools and the wood and wants to do it themselves, I'm totally happy to share, because it's not like a big secret or anything. The first thing you're gonna need is your lumber. You could really get away with buying a 1x6 if you have all the tools, and like one 8-foot 1x6 will be enough to build you a squirrel table. So it's 1x6. You can also buy 1x3s. You could do 1x3 and then 1x1 and a 1x2. If you have a table saw though, I had my boyfriend rip down a 1x6 so that I could have a 1x2 3/4, which is a 1x3 if you buy it anyway. I know that's a lot of information. I'm not really a teacher, so this is what you get. So you need your 1x3. You need a 1x2. I don't have a ton of space down here. And then you need a 1x1. So for the 1x1 is for the supports. They will go across on the seats so that everything kind of between the legs and the seats, it keeps everything together, support, hence the name. So I started by cutting 5 1x3s. And they are at 8 inches long. I've tried a few different sizes. This is the size that I think works best. I'm gonna take the board that I just cut, and I just use that as my guide for the rest of them, because you want them all to line up, and that's the best way to do it. You'll need 5 of these 8-inch pieces. And there you have it. You have your 5 pieces that will be 2 of them are for your seats and 3 of them are for your tabletop. So you have 5 total 8-inch pieces. The second part of it is going to be your legs. And they are 6 inches. You cut them at a 90 if you want. And then you can, you cut them at a 90 and then you can miter them at 30 degrees. I like to cut them with the miter already in them. Like, I like to do the 30 degrees as I'm cutting, just because, I don't know, just seems easier to me. But if you don't want to like make any mistakes or anything, that's how you could do it. And just make sure it's nice and square, just like everything. Keep setting my tools down. Sometimes I just second measure. You should always measure twice, cut once. So you have your 6-inch piece, and then you, I just go back through and use it as a guide instead of like remeasuring every time. I don't really know if that's the right way to do it. That's how I do it. I don't know. They're a parallel 30-degree angle. So you can see that they're the same on both sides. And if this is redundant to you, you know, you probably already know what you're doing, whatever. But maybe you don't. I don't know. But that's how you do it. So now you have your 4 legs. And they are, like I said, parallel to each other. And that'll be your legs. So the last piece you need to do is your 12-inch piece. And that is going to be for your supports, like I said before. And your 1x1 piece. Make sure you have your table saw or your chop saw set back at 0 degrees. 90, it's like a 90-degree cut. So you want it to be at 0. It's not like a 90-degree cut. It is a 90-degree cut. You're gonna need 2 of these. Doing the same thing again. I'm just using this to measure on the other side. There you have it. There's your 2 12-inch pieces. So what you're gonna want to do now is you're gonna want to take 3 of your 8-inch boards that we cut the 5 of them earlier. I like to set them up like this. It's gonna be a little tricky gluing. All right, so I couldn't glue with one hand, so I couldn't really show you, but really you're just putting glue on the long end. And you just wanna put them together. If you buy in the kit, the tabletop will be put together for you, because I don't know if you have clamps or not. And I don't want to like assume you do. I know there's other ways that you can go about attaching them, but I just want to make them as easy and fun as possible and not be stressed. All right, so what you're gonna do is you just want to clamp this down a little bit. If you're clamping them, maybe you have a different method, I don't know. This is how I do it. I just want it tight enough that they're just barely firm. If you go too tight, it's gonna bow up your boards. That's with like pretty much anything that you're clamping. That's my perception of it anyway. Maybe somebody else has a different way of doing it. This is how I do it. There's really no sense in putting you don't need a ton of pressure on it, because it's just, you just want the glue to stick. That's it. That's all you really need. So, and that's enough pressure, just enough. All right, so what I do is I lay down my legs, and then on top of it, I put the board that I cut at 12 inches. And underneath that, I just use like a template. It's just a regular 1x1. Nothing crazy. And I already glued on the bottom half. And you want to make sure it's about evenly spaced on each side. I take a little bit more time if I'm making it for somebody else than I am right now, but I'm just waiting for the kids to come. And this is my life. That's what I do. All right, anyway, I just bumped it, so it kind of all came out of shape. But that's the nice thing about putting 1 nail in each bit, is that you can adjust it. And then I go back through it and put another nail on either side of the nail I already did. And I'm just using like a little air nailer. It's kind of a piece of junk and I hate it, but it's what I'm using. So then you get that done and you do it for the other side. You can remove that board. Make sure you wipe off your glue. Otherwise it will not be able to stain. I just use another little scrap piece of wood to hold these up, because they are like side heavy and they'll tip over, which is really can be very frustrating. And then this is where you're gonna put your legs on. So this is 4.5 inches apart, which is about right for your legs. If you measured right, everything should line up nice. I don't have anybody to hold my camera, so you'll have to wait. You're gonna want to put glue on this side, that side, there, and that will help to make sure everything's nice and even. After your tabletop has dried for about 24 hours, you can go ahead and line it up on there. You want to make sure it's pretty even. And then I always dry fit everything. It's pretty important just to make sure everything lines up the way that it should. Then you're gonna run your glue along right through here. I only have one hand, so it's not really working out, but I just want to show you where. So put your glue on this and on this. And there you have it. I will go ahead and put a couple more air nails in it. If you're not using an air nailer, or any type of nails, just set it up on the, like flip it upside down and set something heavy on it. Just make sure it's lined up and stuff. It will be strong enough for your squirrels without the nails. I'm just really, really impatient, so I like to have everything done right at once. And there you have it, my friends. Your squirrely picnic table is put together. It's ready to go. You can add accessories, do whatever you want to it at this point. Sand it, stain it, paint it. Definitely recommend using outdoor paint if you're not, or if you're just gonna stain it. Whatever. I would definitely use something outdoor to at least cover it with, so it'll last you a long time. That's pretty much it. I really appreciate you guys, all your support. It really means a lot to me. And that's it. Thanks, guys.